me? Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Watches, and we're here. We're back, and we're here, and we're back, and we're here with Stanley's Parable. Now, I don't know what this game is about. I saw Dashi play it, and I said, I'ma play it. So here we go.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Hey, Stanley.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Okay.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders
Sounds
came
like
to
something
him
I
through
do
a
now.
monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
427.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
What's
Something
that?
he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay. Oh, I'm at the desk. I have the power.
All of his
Yeah.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No
Probably
matter how
did.
hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
That's crazy. Where am I going? What's over here? Why some people in the
Stanley came
bathrooms?
to a set of two open doors. He entered the door on his left.
I do what I want.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Did they put me back? Oh, just a employee lounge.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, but eager to get back to business. Stanley took
closing the
first
doors?
open door on his left.
What if I don't follow your rules?
I do what I want.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
It's incredible for realties. Where am I going? Do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion. Penalty for misuse. Ooh, $1,000. $5,000 for penalty of jumping off of it. How you could
Stanley,
penalize
I
me
think
if I'm
perhaps we've
dead?
gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really I'm not. I
don't
realize that
think so.
investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've
Who's that?
forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who is her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life.
Who's
She's
her?
been waiting.
Okay. Who's that? Oh,
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her, If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
How do I pick it up? What?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go.
This reminds me of
All right,
like
now,
12
I
minutes,
want
but
you
like
to
a
come in and
first-person
tell me
view.
all about
Your damn.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside.
What's that?
Let me show you what's really going on here.
No.
I do what I
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Oh, okay.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
What?
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing
Hey,
of him, and
why
every
aren't they
button that
blocked
he
off?
pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Can I get out? I don't want to press G. I want to get out.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now
I wanna play a
he's
game.
eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
No. How do I get out of here? I'm trying to find a way out. I don't think these cabinets are real. Why are you looking at me like that? You want to square up, honey?
But in his mind, in his mind, he can go on
What's in here?
fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
What was the first letter? F. It was F? No, it was Z. C then G. CGI.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job.
Oh, no, wait. Where did
First,
the TV
he
go?
imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Oh, boy. Time to spend some time with the boys. Who boys?
So
Do I have
he
boys?
went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Hey, you got the time wrong. Your time is wrong anyway.
As he wandered through this
What the
fantasy
hell?
world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls.
There's nothing in
Down
here,
another
bro.
was a yellow line that weaved in many directions, and down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
I don't know what's going on.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
What?
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In
Okay.
reality, all
They
he's
put me
doing is
back
pushing the
to my
same
desk.
buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he
What have
spends
I-
here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one.
Okay.
And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world, he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't
What's to
stop.
say?
Here,
I hate
watch
Mondays.
this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
I do what I want.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
What is going on? What is going on?
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must.
I don't know if he's trying to help me or not.
Well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe
This time going hella fast.
And I tried again.
Please
Stanley
die.
pushed a button.
What?
And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
What happened?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
It
Stanley
restarted.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
It
he had
restarted.
simply missed a memo.
I guess that's just the meeting room. I have no clue. What if I go to see? What if I go the way he tells me to go? Then you got a door on the
Stanley
left.
came to a set of 2 open doors.
Both of
He
you.
entered the door on his left.
Yes. We went to the door on the left. Now what?
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Okay.
Feeling
Tips on not getting fired. Talk less. Do unbelievably amazing work on. Okay. Who's setting it? How to solve dispute with a coworker. Let the ball up inside of you. Take it out passive aggressively on it. Oh, okay. All right. Y'all don't want me to read. Y'all don't want me to learn how to be a good coworker.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What if I walk downstairs? No, that leads to the thing where I just came from. Okay, I'll walk upstairs. Why his house? I mean, why is this thing built like a house? Like, is he super evil? Is he super evil?
Stepping into his manager's
Yeah?
office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What
is
he
it
could not have known was
427?
that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
2845.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened
Whoa.
to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay. Got Dr. Evil over here. What's this? It's the elevator shaft. What do I do? Okay, that's a completely different story. It's loading.
Descending deeper into
Okay.
the building, Stanley realized
I thought
he
I died
felt a
again.
bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
The Stanley is a simp. That's the reason why.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that
Mind
read
control facility.
Mind Control Facility.
It says escape over here though.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that but of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
What if this is the boss who's talking to me?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place
like the scene
hold?
of The Matrix.
Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
It's like the scene of The Matrix when they met the, what do you call him? The architect? The architect?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true
Where am I?
nature revealed. Each bore the number
That's me
of
over
an
there?
employee in the building.
Yeah, that's me
Stanley's
right there.
co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced
That's
to
me right
images
there.
on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
So he was creeping? He was creeping on us. But I saw mine. There it is right there. I think that's it.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Where'd I go now?
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept
There's my
it.
number.
His own life in someone else's
There it is, right
control? Never. It was unthinkable.
427.
Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Just
But
off
here
the
was
Seuss
proof,
narrator.
the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy
control
or
offline.
sad or
Status
content.
offline.
Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery
control
would
item
never
reading
again
input.
exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
What's this button? Gotta figure it out. So everybody left and didn't tell me nothing. Everybody left and didn't tell me a thing.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this.
Did I hit the right thing? Did I hit the right thing? I turned it off. What's happening?
And a
That's
rising
it?
chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Is it?
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
Yeah, where
How
did
had
they
he
go?
been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold?
That's
But
what I
as
want to know.
sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would
I want to
anyone
understand.
tell him
I don't
where
want to let go.
what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was
It's a Call of
perhaps
Duty 3
the
graphics.
only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Come on, let me out.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
I guess that's what matters, but I want to know what was downstairs and some other places too. I feel like I did something. I feel like I gotta find out something else. Yeah.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Going through. I feel like if we'd have gone downstairs, then we could have found out something else.
When
I ran
Stanley
through that
came
door
to
the
a set
first
of two
time.
open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire
We
it.
have several options this way too, so I want to see.
Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, that's the little factory thing,
And
so we
he
take the door on the
detoured
left.
through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
I want to see what's down here.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here,
Yes?
it's, left.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's
Oh.
to the right, my mistake.
Bro, you don't do that. Let's get it.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly...
What's going on?
Would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went
This-
down
he
right.
got notes?
Left, down, left, right. Yep. Okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Bro. Who's in the van?
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Too bad it ain't a spoiler.
Okay. We just have to get back to, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story
Fired?
completely unusable.
Someone got
How
fired.
about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And
No.
this time, suppose we don't wander
much people
so
got
far
fired?
off
What's
track,
that over there?
Okay, from the top.
Only one got fired. Oh my god. Alright. Gotta find out some more stuff.
co-workers were
We went
gone.
the right
What could
way
it
and the
mean?
wrong way the first time. We went
Stanley
the right way
decided
the
to go to
second
the
time.
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We found a shortcut. So
When
let's
Stanley-
see.
Wait, what? No.
What?
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be...
Whoa.
Did
What's
something
happening?
change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you
No.
move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote
Exactly.
the story.
You
was
get
right here
it
just a
together,
minute
buddy.
ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay,
It's the two
then.
doors, right?
It's an adventure. Come, Stanley.
Ooh.
Let's find the story.
Okay, where haven't I been? Okay, that's the two doors left and right. Let's go.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before.
Yeah,
we
but it
just-
don't look like
Do we
anything
need to
now.
restart the game again?
No, you
Well, I
good,
find it
bro.
unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I feel like this game goes deeper than I thought it would. Where's the doors?
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's
I
possible
think you are.
the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay. Did we miss something? What's that on the wall? There's something over here.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The
What's this?
story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
What you got me doing? Whoa.
Now this-
Whoa.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job.
So how do you get out of here?
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all.
How do I
We
get out of
both
here?
know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
I didn't do anything. This is
I'm
your
getting
story,
weirded
bro.
out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
No, not yet. We're so close.
All
Yeah.
right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
Where
Just
is
follow
this?
the line. How simple is that?
Where are we going? I haven't been this way
See?
before.
The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though,
Okay.
here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is
What's with
the
this
story
line,
of
bro?
no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a
Bro.
destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd
Yes,
like
it
to
did.
apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Bro, what are you doing, Mammy?
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
The what?
Stanley,
The fern?
This fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay. Take a picture of that. All right. I was enjoying that music too.
Wait,
Hey.
what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Hold on, wait, what? Why? Wait, what? This game is tripping. Oh, we're back here again.
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted
Fired. Who is
you,
fired?
after everything we've been
104.
through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with
104, I
it.
gotta find his desk.
Restart.
What if your life was like this? Every day you just restarting. Oh, you get something wrong and you just keep restarting you.
You know
Hey,
what,
where's 104?
Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
What direction? Over here? Which direction? What door did he open? Okay. Over here.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story.
Bro, we
Well,
going
could
nowhere,
anything.
bro.
What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it
Bro, I'm
might
walking
be,
in a circle.
Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley,
Oh.
I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Okay. Won't acknowledge it. Line doesn't exist. That line alive? Okay, we are.
A choice. We get to make a decision. From here,
Okay.
the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk
I
in
think you need-
circles for a minute.
Okay.
Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in
Reverse,
turn
though.
means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another
My head
victory
is
for
hurting.
logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
What is this? The confusing ending? Yes, because I was confused as hell.
Hold up, what's this? The confusion ending.
Maintenance room,
You're
end up in the
telling me
monitor room,
That's
narrator
what this
restarts the
is?
game.
It's all one giant ending.
2-door discovery,
And we're supposed to
restart and
restart the game
restart.
what, eight times? That's
That's
really
a
how
good-
all this goes?
Confusing, find the
determined.
confusing ending. Narrator forgets
So now,
about
according to
previous
the schedule, I
restarts.
restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to
You've
forget?
been playing
Well, what if I don't want to
for
forget? My mind goes
Oh,
blank simply
17
because
minutes?
it's written
No,
here on
seconds, eh?
this
No, it's
thing
minutes.
wall.
Stanley attempts to
Well,
play the story,
you
but
consulted
is
me.
prevented, unable to
Why
go
don't I get
anywhere
to
or do
decide?
anything. The game
Why
restarts on
don't
its
I
own.
get a say in
Find the
all of
line
this?
again,
Is
begin
it
to
really-
follow the line, find identical
No, it
replica
can't
of
be.
the
I don't want it to
office
be.
at the
I
beginning.
don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's
And
going on.
restarts the game.
I don't want to be
There's
trapped
no
like
longer
this.
simply
I
a black
won't
space.
restart
Under
the
the
game.
black
I
place,
won't
find the
do it.
bookstore.
I won't
Get
do
bored,
it. I
leave.
won't
There it
do
is.
it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
Both of the doors lead to the
whatever
same
it
place,
is that
though.
made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out.
This
won't
is
we?
confusing, isn't it, bro?
Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Whoa.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to
I
go
couldn't
to the
remember what
meeting
it
room.
said.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It's back to the beginning.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he
Oh,
entered
dear.
the door on his left.
Where's 104? I need to find 104.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Where am I staying here?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet.
Oh, yeah, I
Coming to
gotta
a
go down there.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What's this? Can I pick it up? No.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He
Okay,
might be
someone quit.
fired for that. And in such a
F
competitive
before.
economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy.
Wait, what?
And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that
Why?
matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh,
A,
what a
B,
relief
11,
Stanley
12.
felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to
Okay.
himself, I suppose I'll
I don't
wake
know,
up
stuff
soon.
looking different
I'll have to
now,
go
or
back to my boring
am I doing
real-life
something,
job
or
pushing
is something
buttons.
happening?
I may as well enjoy
I
this
can't
while
tell.
I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Yeah, you got the smoke off
Then
it.
he
Oh,
imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field, and
what
it
the
too
hell going on?
appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
What's that?
Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Yeah, why?
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a
What is
part of
going
himself
on?
too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of the room outside this way. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to
this
my
for 42
job.
minutes.
Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife.
Bro,
and
your
my
wife
job.
is a mannequin.
All I want is my life exactly the way it's
This is
always
not I Am
been.
Legend.
My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Okay.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
What?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon
What
turn to go call for an ambulance,
is going
for just
on?
a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
You know what? I'm gonna just leave this story got my brain. Got my brain, bruh, got my brain. But I'm gonna just leave this right here. I can't do anymore. You can't take it. My head is hurting. And you know what? Maybe we'll come back some other day, but not today. Not today. Until next time.